Man, I forgot I had this.
Good afternoon, folks. Not afternoon, but evening. Let's say I'm stuck in the past. Good evening. We're talking about conspiracy tonight. We chose conspiracy tonight because, first of all, I do a lot of reading. I do a whole lot of reading, and I watch a lot of informative videos. You know, I'm always looking for information on stuff, and without getting too deep into this conspiracy thing, we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but we still, like I said, not gonna go too deep. But as we all know, it's a whole lot of weird stuff going around that's happening right now in this country, even though it's really worldwide. But I'm only gonna speak on this country. Where should I start? A lot of stuff that go on. It's a lot of inconsistencies, let's say, in the stories and why certain things happen. And it goes back way before our time or whatever. But one of the most puzzling things for a lot of people is the whole 9/11 thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a lot of speculation that it was something that was they knew it was happening. It was going to happen, but nobody did anything. And that, just like a lot of other things, links everything links to money. Money and power. I even read something recently about this Satanism. Did I read about it because I'm interested in it? No. But they have people they call Luciferians now, who's supposed to be very knowledgeable on Satan, I guess. Okay, to each his own. I don't get involved in that kind of stuff. But not Luciferians, but I looked even deeper into the Satanism thing. It's a lot of stuff that's linked to that a lot of people practice every day. Y'all can probably tell I'm trying to be a little careful with what I say and how I say it. But it said, and I don't mean to offend anybody with this, but the real roots, hey Jenny Penny, the real roots to some of these here frats and fraternities goes all the way back to Satanism, Satan worship. Mm-hmm. Now don't quote me on none of that. Go read for yourself. Learn the history about them, and anybody that knows about that and practices it, in that manner, more power to you. May God bless you anyway. But that's your thing. I'm doing mine. You do yours. But another thing that I decided to question. I haven't really did no real research in it, but it does raise an eyebrow. I'm gonna ask everybody this: what is up with Catholic priests touching boys, young boys?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
You can't tell me all these Catholic priests are gay. There's something more to that, something deeper and darker. The reason they feel like they have to touch little boys.
The altar boys. Yeah.
Now, Rick, just like me, grew up in the church. We're going to touch on this a little bit. You grew up in the church. Now, let me ask you this. Now, you didn't grow up in a Catholic church, but you were raised in the church. Rick knows the Bible. Did you ever read in the Bible, Rick, where it's okay to be touching young boys, for men to be touching young boys?
No. That is a abomination against God. Cause I like how you did that, Kurt. How you stood off and not really get deep into it where it might offend somebody. But there's scriptures in the Bible that we know and we don't touch too much upon because sometimes it touched that very sensitive nerve that's just as sensitive as your wisdom tooth hurting.
Right.
You know that pain. So we try to keep it, scaled down on the down low, not to offend anybody. And when I say that, yes, I am referring to the scripture in the Bible where it says God made Adam for Eve. And everybody knows that, that scripture, because you cannot populate. You cannot have a child without it being male and female. There's a reason why God, he made Adam for Eve, man, woman, so they could I never get that word right.
Reproduce.
They can reproduce and have a child. It was never meant for two men to be together. If it was, then that's how I think God would have created that. Same as two women, being together. I mean, we are supposed to be the most intelligent. We are the most intelligent species on the planet. And, even the animals know better than to, do it this way. You never see two women jaguars or two male bears going at it.
The only thing you see
is two dogs.
The only thing you see is when you see two animals of the same sex. I don't know about any other ones, but penguins do it. They start out with male and female, but what's the reason they do it? They penguins, when they break if they break up with the female or whatever, they will go find another male. Two males will get together in a straight up relationship, non-sexual, and go and steal an egg from another couple, from another nest, and raise it together. Now that's the weirdest thing I ever seen with animals, but that's designed a certain way. That's God had to design it that way. But the thing but you're right about far as all other animals. You don't see that. You might see one male dog humping on another male dog, but supposedly they say, experts say that's because that's a display of dominance. You got men in prison just to be dominant over another man. If he fight him, he will purposely violate that man by sticking his finger in his butt to be dominant over that man, so nobody won't mess with him. You ever heard of that before? He will purposely violate that man. Now, this is something I heard. No, I have never been in prison before. No, I've never had that done. Or no, I never did that to anybody else. But this is what I heard. This is what I read. But my thing is, getting back to what I was saying about these Catholic priests that just have to touch little boys. What is up with that? Is there... It has to be. I'm not even going to say is there. It has to be a deeper, darker reason. This whole gay thing has been implemented in everything now. Okay. Sure enough, we see it, from time to time around, in public or whatever. But it's all over the TV. It's all over in cartoons now. It's in the school system. It's in commercials. It's on billboards. Okay, but why? Now, me personally, like I always say, I don't care what you do. You're still a human to me. Still cool with me. You can be gay as you want to. I don't care. But I'm just going to speak on that issue. Why is that implemented in everything now. People almost have to acknowledge that now in every career, in everything you do, in every profession now. And there's a reason why. I am going to, for my own personal, records or knowledge or whatever, just so I'll know, I'm going to dig kind of deep just to find out. I know there's a reason for that, because it's no such thing as everybody on that jumping on the gay bandwagon. No, there's a reason why that is being pushed so hard now these days. But conspiracy. Why is that? Why is that so important now? Why is that so important? It's not really now as far as, these priests touching these little boys. And why does it have to be a boy? You should get in just as much trouble either way, but why are they choosing boys? Young boys. There's got to be something to that. Got to be something to that. I'm gonna find out. But just for my own personal knowledge, can't say I'm gonna really get on here and be sharing that, for safety reasons, But what about 9/11, man? Now, they say Osama bin Laden has been, Osama bin Laden was the orchestrator of that. They say, some people say Bush actually was warned and knew it was coming.
Yeah, that was that was said. They had the guy when I remember I was in Grand Rapids. I was at work I was at R&D Manufacturing the day that the towers hit, and they said the word was the day before that FEMA had went into the basement of the buildings with black boxes, put them in the basement, and when they came out, they didn't have them with them. I don't know how true that is. That's just hearsay, speculation. But I do know that when the first plane hit, and it hit mid-upper, more than the halfway point, that fire burns upwards and not downwards. The technical structure of that building should have withstood where that plane hit, since jet fuel burns at 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit and burns upper. It would stand to judgment would stand to say that it would have snapped off and left the rest of that building intact. That structure could have withstand hurricane force winds, level 5,
right.
Hurricane force winds, but it demolitioned down.
Uh-huh.
It demolitioned down, and so did the second one. Now, the guy who built the buildings, he had made a comment on Facebook about the technical structure of those buildings, and next thing you know, that vanished, and so did he. It wasn't on Facebook. No, you couldn't even find the statement, what he had said. But, when it comes down to war, we needed a reason to go over there, whether it be oil, whether it be money, and they got the United States in an uproar about the heinous crime that bin Laden and his crew had committed. So that was our reason to go over there. Bush lied. Bush got on there and said that they had weapons of mass destruction and didn't find a hostile German Shepherd. Okay, what happened to the money that they found? It came up missing. But, it's funny how we can find people, that commit murders, that run, that do this. Here's a man that was making videotapes with a dialysis machine on top of the ground, making videotapes. But we found his first lieutenant and sons in a hole underground, but we couldn't catch Bin Laden. So it raises the question to ask, during the Obama administration, where they said we found him, we killed him. I don't believe that. The reason I don't believe that is because, first of all, we never saw a dead body. They never even thought enough about us to show, a blanket with a blood-soaked blanket with maybe a body up underneath there. But they said we buried him at sea because of his religious belief. Come on. This man then created and caused the most heinous crime in America, and you're worried about his religious beliefs. Something ain't right about that picture. Something ain't right about that picture. All these people that did not find their loved ones, and you're worried about his religious beliefs. He then created and caused the most heinous crime in America, and you're worried about his religious beliefs. That don't sound right to me. But then again, hey, it is what it is. But I saw nobody.
Y'all go back in there.
I saw nobody, and they said that it was said that Osama bin Laden had oil ties with the Bush family. So nothing else have ever been said about that. But if that's the case, that was so dirty, because a lot of people did not get to bury their family members. They didn't. I wonder, did they ever get compensated for the loss of those people? But I guess that's something that we'll never know.
Right.
And then again, like, since we're talking about conspiracy theories, what about this, Kurt? Why is it now? Remember how hard they fought and said everybody that said they saw a UFO was basically lying? But right now, why is every nation releasing their records and files about UFOs? They said they do exist. Why did you lie?
See, it's a whole lot of these conspiracy theories, and it's a lot of stuff that's probably going to go unanswered until the last minute, until something happens. Like far as UFOs, do I believe in them? Yeah, I do, because I seen something that still cannot be explained today. My brother Larry saw something one day, and it drove him nuts because he was looking right at it, and it's going to be some kind of government cover up on a whole lot of stuff. Why? I don't know. It's a lot going on with this country that is going to go unexplained, but something is up with a lot of different things. I mean, what was that? I hate to say this, but I'm not saying it because it's something that I believe in, but here's something that was said. This is what I read. Barack Obama was the worst president for black people that could have ever took office. They said he was really put in there to distract everybody from the real issues. He was strategically put in there because he did nothing for black people. I mean, I'll be looking for a president to just do something for people, for the people, period, that's going to benefit everybody. But, and not just be put in there just for black people personally, just because he black. But, they say he was strategically put in there just to create a distraction. Now, what do y'all think? Because I heard a couple of people I talked to when I was working out one day, and they say they can't stand Obama, and they were black. They said they couldn't stand him. They said he was the sorriest, worst president because the issues and the things that he did do, which he did do a lot of stuff. But did he help America? Some people say yeah, some people say no. They say he sucked as a president because, you know, regardless to what he did, it wasn't what they needed him to do. I'm not going to elaborate on that too much, only because I'm not a politician. I'm not really into politics. And it's a lot of people that are more into politics who feel he did exactly what he needed to do that will eat that up. I get on here and get ate alive. I'm not really into politics like that, which I should be far more than what I am. Everybody should be, because these are things that affect all of us. But they say he was just strategically put in there. And people need to stop feeling like just because a black president was in there that we won something or we crossed some kind of milestone or whatever. Because they could have did without him. You got a lot of black people saying that, and they Democrats. They're not even Republicans. But you got a lot of people that's so enamored with having a black president until he could have went in there and did anything. They'd be still happy about it. But, you know, hey, that's, you know, your own personal, you know, thing with it. What else, man? Should I even say that? Nah, I ain't gonna even touch on that, but I am gonna say this though. What is up? What is really up with this music industry?
Oh, yes.
What is really up with this music industry? Okay? Without the whole black and white issue or whatever. Look at the way people going out in the entertainment industry, period. Whether it's music or TV, movies, or whatever. The whole entertainment industry. I'm going to go back to this gay element a little bit for a minute. Like I said earlier, that's all over the place. And it is all in the music industry, the whole entertainment industry. A friend of mine experienced it. He was trying to be a model, let's say. He almost got. They almost got him. And he was just beginning. They tried to set him up. I don't want to say too much, but all I know is they had a get together, let's say. And all the inspiring models and everything and entertainers were there. And he told me in comes walking these little young girls. Now this is an older crowd, not old, but they like in the mid upper 20s, early 30s. But some young girls came in there, couldn't have been no more than 14, 15, 16 years old, dressed like they older, but you can pretty much tell they're young, and they just all over the place. All over the place. They got cameras flashing and everything. Video cameras going. So he said, he ain't never been no dummy in his life. He knew what that was immediately, so he left. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all, because you get any pictures of that kind of stuff going on, or you get any kind of video footage or whatever, you already know what's going to happen. That's going to be used against you. Mm-hmm. Now you got to pretty much go and do what they say if you want to get this money. You know. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Gene. And Jacqueline. Y'all can tell I'm trying to be real careful with what I say and how I say it. But the entertainment industry is not where you want to be. I know we got a lot of inspiring actors, singers, rappers, right here in Saginaw. All I'm going to say is y'all be careful. Be real careful. Don't sell your soul. It ain't that important. Me personally, I'll never want to be famous a day in my life. Nope. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not trying to get famous getting on here all the time. No. I mean, sure enough, you do it long enough, you'll be well known, but I don't want any fame. I do not want to be put on a pedestal, because, God will knock you right off of it one way or the other. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be put on no pedestal. I don't want to be praised. I don't want to be famous in no way at all. In no shape, form, or fashion. Do I want to be rich? Yeah, you only live once. I wouldn't mind being rich because I want to share. That's all I know anyway. But famous? No. You're not supposed to be put on a pedestal like that, no way. That's why everybody that get famous, something always happened to them in their life and during their career. So no, I don't ever want to be famous. I don't want to be so well known. People say, people start, wanting autographs. I mean, if they want an autograph just from, what little image I done built, sure, if you want to actually call that an autograph. But but far as because they feel I'm famous, no, I don't ever want to be famous. I'm saying it now, don't ever look at me as a famous person ever in life. So, I leave that to the people who's dying to be famous, because you got so many people that need to be rich and famous until they're really willing to risk it all. They will sell their soul. The entertainment industry, man, is, for me personally, not where, I want to be honest with you. No. I'll even do a play. I'll do a play, do a little something, maybe make a DVD play, but do I want to go to the big screen and all that and be a singer and I can't sing no way. So if I was, God, he knew what he was doing by not blessing me with a singing talent, but that's, like a play or something like that. That's as far as I want to take it, bro, because it's forces in the industry, man, that I don't want to have to deal with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to end up, just because I say no, now my life is going to crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm all in the tabloids and they saying I'm on drugs, knowing good and well I'm not. The next thing you know, I disappear off the scene forever. So nah, right. They can have that, bro. They can have it. Right. But conspiracy, bro, it's a lot of things have been conspiracy. Do you remember when Princess Diana died?
Yep.
Do you know they're saying there was an inside job? Mm-hmm. They said that was purposely done. They was trying to do that.
Kennedy. I mean, you think about a lot of the conspiracies and scandals that have went on through the years. Far as when it comes down to the president, the presidency, and they talk about the things that have happened, the people that have been knocked off. You think about the Monica Lewinskys, and you think about a lot of the things that goes on behind those closed doors that we know nothing about. When they talk about the freedoms that we have as U.S. citizens and the price for keeping us free. People are being slaughtered. People are being killed. The things that's going on in the White House now, we all talk about and dog Donald Trump. But there's one thing I will give Donald Trump. And Donald Trump did not lie when he said what he was going to do when he got in here. He told you what he was going to do and what he was about. But that's what we wanted. So sometimes God will give you what you ask for, even though it's not what he wants you to have. But because you ask for it, sometimes he'll give it to you. So now, we're finding out that Donald Trump ain't a great person. He's not a good person. He's for himself. Did he sell us out to the Russians? I'm not gonna say that, but I know the friendships that was made between him and Putin them all being in our business and stuff. There's something more to that than we see. And like I said, nobody wanted to be under Hillary's rule, so you take the lesser of two evils. But think about it. We already know, because God said, it's not going to be no man that you get or no woman that you put in office is going to be able to fix the problems that we have down here right now, because we're human beings. And as long as money is the outsource or what drives America, when there really is no money, and a lot of people don't know that everything is credit or a promissory note. There's no money. There hasn't been no money in a long time. But you need to check into finding out about your TDA accounts and about your birth certificates. And there's a lot of things you will find that's already been written, and our constitutional rights, how they're violated. And it's so much going on that, at the end of the day, I think we just really, as people, as human beings, try to just figure out what's going on. This money system is so jacked up because you got people that got billions. And me and my dad, we had this conversation, so I'm going to pose this conversation to all our people out there that tune in and like what, me and Kurt say. And how much does it take to live comfortable? How much would it take you to live comfortable? And I was always one, this is just my opinion, I don't believe you need $1 billion to live comfortable. Because there comes a spot when you got so much money that you don't have dreams anymore, that you can just go buy whatever you want to. If you got enough money in your bank account to go buy a small island, you got too much money. That's just my opinion. Because there's nothing for you to dream for that you can't reach out and touch or acquire. If you can purchase all your dreams, what is life? What is life? See, people build their lives and everything around them on material things, not about experiences. I'd rather travel the world and see everything and be able to help people than have a whole lot of material wealth. But that's what we do. So the first thing, when we get a lot of money, the first thing we want to do is keep up with the Joneses. Well, I'm gonna go buy me 7 Lamborghinis. I'm gonna go buy me 8 trucks. I'm gonna go buy me 4 houses. Why do you need 4 houses to live comfortable? We do a lot of stuff. We buy animals. It's just not doing what needs to be done with the money when you got people around you that's suffering and dying. We got to wear the best of clothes. We can't wear Walmart no more. We got to go to Saks Fifth Avenue. We got to get our stuff, professionally made and professionally, done. I'm not saying don't have some of the finer things, but everything, I got to buy me a private jet. I got to buy me 3 Phantoms, 3 different colors. What about the people out there that ain't got a sandwich to eat? You weren't always born with a silver spoon in your mouth. So we get greed, and that's where, the love of money turns everybody evil. It does. It does, because if, you are supposed to control the money ain't supposed to control you.
That's right.
It's not supposed to control you.
See, and I'm glad you said something about greed. Let me throw this out there. Okay, he said greed. I'm finna say something that'll, a lot of people probably already know this, but what this sound like? First of all, on top of greed, let me show you how everything is linked to money. You got laws that are written in certain ways to push certain people in a certain direction. Okay. You start pushing them in that direction. Especially when the laws make it all start from when kids are little kids. Okay. These laws pushes certain people in a certain direction. Okay, this is anybody who falls into this category. So it ain't a race thing. We iterate that too. It's not a race thing. It's whoever. So all through your life you've been pushed in this direction. Whoever falls into this little this category, you get being pushed in a certain direction. Okay, these people that are being pushed in this direction end up, going to juvenile, getting in trouble with the law. Okay. You end up in prison. Now, let's say you end up in one of these private prisons. For the average, depending on what state, the average prisoner, the prison charges $150 a day to house that prisoner. Okay. You do the math that if I got it right, which I probably off a few dollars, but it's around $54,000 a year for that one prisoner. Okay. Let's say you got a private prison that houses at least 3,000 prisoners. That's $162 million a year. I want everybody that just heard me say that to be honest with yourself, even if you don't say it out loud. What up, cuz? Be honest with yourself. If you had a private prison, if you owned one, and you saw that you can make $162 million a year from housing 3,000 prisoners, be honest, wouldn't you want that prison full? Or close to it? That's a lot of money. If you bought that money like that, there you go. Get a private prison. Because with the way things are set up from birth, you're going to have a certain amount of people who's going to prison. And it's over the years, these laws have got tougher and tougher and tougher to where, and they got more and more laws to where, it's going to be a large percentage of people fall into them categories and into them traps to where you're going to be in somebody's prison one day. The numbers are staggering. You're going to be in somebody's prison. But let me show you the chain of command, if you want to call it. You got these big old prisons sitting up, waiting to make this kind of money. Okay. The reason they so full is because you got so many people fall into these traps. One of the reasons why people fall into these traps is because, and it ain't just because of the laws, it's because these judges got to have a certain, percentage conviction rate. So you know what that means, right? That means somebody going to prison who didn't really do anything. When it comes down to it, somebody is going. He got to send some people to prison, in order to keep his job. If you want to keep his job, keep getting reelected and all that, he got to do this. So that means everybody that go to prison didn't do anything. A lot of times you can do just the bare minimum, but you get maximum conviction. You get maximum time, right? I'm pretty sure everybody on here know at least one person out of your life who's been done that way. Now, if everybody know one person, at least one person that's done that way, now you see how bad things got. It's all about the money. Everything revolves around money now, more than ever. Which means people doing any and everything to get it. Any and everything to get it. Okay. Now you got to really be careful these days because it's easy. Real easy to get a felony. It's real easy to get a felony now. If you are taught to stay out of them streets and stay away from trouble, yeah, more than likely you're gonna keep your nose clean. But guess what? Now, because you got a large percentage of people who's being taught better, now they're pushing these laws closer to you so you can fall into the trap. Mm-hmm. It's to draw you in now because you got a certain amount of people that's actually doing better now. But you also got a larger percentage of people who are doing worse. And you know why? That's because they're taking parents' authority. Okay? When them numbers start getting low in this country, because unfortunately, y'all, this ain't no real country. This is a business. Look it up if you think I'm joking. America is a business. It ain't no country.
Yes, it is.
This is a business. Okay? Because they taking the parents' authority, which one day is going to be totally taken. The roles are being reversed now. You can clean these streets up if you want to. You got a lot of police getting laid off. That means they got to find something else to do. You get a lot of lawyers not needed. They got to find something else to do. A lot of judges not needed. Now they got to find something else to do. Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. There's going to be a lot of people not needed. You know? Clean the streets up if you want to. Watch what happens. They gonna find something. They got to find something else to do now. So, first of all, war on drugs, that'll never stop. The only way it'll stop is if the whole planet blow the hell up right now.
There is no war on drugs.
You know? If you ask me, it's not. The war on crime, that'll never stop. How else they gonna feed their families if they don't have anybody to lock up or to shoot at or fight with? You know what I'm saying? Flex the authority. If they don't have anybody to enforce the laws with, what are they needed for? You just be out there riding around in a police car for nothing.
And then ask yourself this: what is organized crime? Organized crime. When we saying that crime is wrong, organized crime, which means it's to a point where we can't stop it. It's organized. They're so set up and organized, they're above the law. So
love you too, sweetheart.
If you think about it, if you really look at it, take somebody with money. The billionaire that was a pedophile. You know what I'm talking about, Kurt? The one that was running that conspiracy with them little girls, that billionaire.
I don't know. I gotta look that up.
Well, he had so much money, he got so many friends in powerful places. He was above the law, you know, and that's how it is. If you got money, you can walk in the court and say,
"What's up, Fred?
I can do this and I can do this," and you can pay your way out.
Right.
But no man is supposed to be above the law. But since money talks, if you got the money, you can pay your way out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay your way out of anything.
That's the God's honest truth. It's sad, but it's true. I mean, what's up with that?
So
why can't I, somebody who's not rich, I'm not a billionaire, get a court appointed lawyer, and he fight for me just as hard as if I hired him as a $1 million lawyer.
Okay, see, we get to accepting stuff we shouldn't accept, and let me show you what I mean by that. What R. Kelly did was wrong. He's locked up in prison. But remember when Trump was grabbing women's crotches and doing this to women?
Well, here's the thing about that. Let me say this before you keep going. We can't say that Trump did it. He didn't. Nobody said he actually did it. He just said this is what you can do if you wanted to, just because you got money.
Wow.
He said you can do that. He never said he did it. And I'm not trying to defend him. I just want to make sure that that's correct before we get backlash. You know what I'm saying? And as far as R. Kelly, that still has to be proven. He got a court date next year. I don't know. I forgot what month, but he still has a trial coming up, and all this stuff has to be proven still because he's still saying he's innocent.
Okay.
See,
but
we can.
why is he locked up?
It's easy to say, well, why is Bill Cosby locked up?
Oh, but we know exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, when they want to take you down, bro, we already know this.
They're taking you.
You ain't got to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just be just a normal person. And if they want to come after you, they will do it and they will get you.
Mm-hmm.
For one reason or another. Go back in there. Go back in there. Yeah. For one reason or another, they will get you. You don't have to do anything. Mm-hmm. Here's how serious these laws got. This is why they making money all across the board. If a woman decides to say, he touched me inappropriately, until you prove yourself innocent, you touched her inappropriately just because she said it. You better have some money, or you better have a good story or some good proof, some solid proof, because a long time ago you'd be able to defend yourself against that. It was a lot easier. Now they want you locked up because of the amount of money they can make off you locked up. That's why they don't have no problem handing down a life sentence. Because you know what that means? That means money being made off of you for the rest of your natural life. Or at least for 20 or 25 years. That's a long time. That's a long career off of one person. You know. You got to prove yourself innocent. If you don't, guess where you're going? You about to do some prison time. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And you may as well just, you know what I'm saying, kiss your butt goodbye with them court-appointed lawyers because they work against you. They do not work for you. You know. It's so rare that one actually helps you till it's not even worth getting one, really. You might be able to represent yourself better than him. Better than he's going to represent you because he ain't getting much out of that. He ain't getting none out of it. Plus, it's a setup. You know. It's just the way it is. But a lot of stuff, man, it's conspiracy, bro. And it's a lot of stuff that's being done in a certain way because money is the root of all of it. It's the root of all of it because in the end, that's what's being done. Somebody's making some money off of you somewhere. You know? And that's just how it is, man. That's the world we live in. Now, why do you have so many people who has defected the United States? You got a lot of people that's from right here, right in the United States, that moved to another country and they live there and they living happy.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner is one of them. She left here and said, good luck, adios and adios. She hasn't been back since maybe touring or something, but as far as to live, no. I don't even think she have dual citizenship. I mean, don't quote me on that one, but I don't even think she have dual citizenship. She said, forget it. Friend of mine used to come up there to the BV Center and work out. He live in Canada, and he said he'll never come back here. Well, there's a few of them went to Canada, man. Mm-hmm. They moved to Canada, and they've been living there ever since. There's a lot of people from Detroit moved to Canada. Mm-hmm. You know. Sad, man, but that's what it is. That's the world we live in today. It's a lot of conspiracy. We can get deeper with this because I read a lot. But I don't want to get on here and run my mouth too much. You know. But, yeah, it's a lot of conspiracy out here, man. A lot of stuff going on. And it all revolves around money. Is this true about these FEMA camps, man?
Yeah.
These here,
oh my God,
Walmarts being turned into FEMA camps.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a lot going on that people are.
I'm not gonna talk about that or whatever with what I know. I'm leaving that alone. But
a lot.
Is martial law getting ready to be, implemented?
Oh, and on that tip, if you believe that martial law don't affect you because you have not been in the military. It don't matter. When they come in, your best bet is to be moving out. Because when they block everything off and lock everything down and they say 7 o'clock curfew and you be like, they ain't talking to me. I'll do this. They have the right to kill you on the spot and not do a minute in prison because they got the order from the president himself. They can kill you. They can detain you. They can do whatever they want to you. So just because I ain't been in the military, that don't affect me. When they lock it down and squeeze that city to get whatever they trying to get, you will do as you are told. You see how much your civil rights mean when they tell you on the street after 7 o'clock, you're going to prison. You're going to jail, or you'll be detained, or you'll be killed. They mean that.
Yeah, buddy.
They mean that.
There's a lot of scary stuff coming, you know. Conspiracy, man. A lot of stuff, man. I mean, we definitely going to do a part 2 to this because there's a few other things that I only want to touch on. Not going to elaborate on them too much, but just know that the root of all the stuff we talking about with this conspiracy thing always leads back to money. Everything always leads back to money. That's the root of all of that. Okay, but we're going to end this on this note because we're done. Well, actually, we just getting started with this conspiracy thing because it's something that intrigues the heck out of me, man. And I've been wanting to know all I can know, you know, especially about these so-called parties that the rich and famous be having at these mansions. Something I'll never see or be involved in. But all y'all want to be famous, all y'all that want to be rich and famous too, you might want to think about that. There's a lot of stuff waiting on you. I know a lot of y'all are like, I don't care, I'll do it. You go right ahead. You're selling your soul, man. And once you sell that soul, that's gone. They can't have mine. Sorry. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, peace.
Peace.